Hello, Liberty-Benton Class of 2021. It's good to see you all. It's been a while since I've been in front of you to do a lesson. I am coming to you from our offices here at the Findlay-Hancock County Community Foundation, where I serve as the Scholarship and Donor Services Coordinator. I am in charge of the scholarship program here at the foundation. And at the foundation, we house and award about 140 scholarships for graduating seniors, non-traditional students, students who are in graduate school, teachers going back to college. But we have about 140 scholarships that we award. And last year in 2020, we gave out right around $370,000 in scholarships. I have seen that there are a few of you who have already started your application. Kudos to you, good job. A lot of others still need to do it yet. So that's why I'm here and we're going to walk through it. I am recording this video and it will be available to you guys, your parents, Mrs. Herr, so that if you need to refer back to it, you can do that. So let's get started. We have in those 140 scholarships, donors have started scholarships and they start them for lots of different reasons with lots of different criteria. Some of them are specific to universities, specific to high schools that you're graduating from. If you've been involved in athletics or music or theater or been at Millstream, you're going into vocational school, 4-year college, 2-year college, foster child, diabetes, all kinds of things. So there's a lot of opportunities out there for you that you really need to look at. There are also scholarships that are specific to LB that we hold. So we have the Elizabeth May Kobeska Scholarship, and that's specifically if you've been involved in Z Club. There's also the Pat Wagner Scholarship. That's available to Liberty-Benton and Arlington students. There's also the Zach Morgan Scholarship and the Jack Brown Scholarship that we hold those are specific to Liberty-Benton. Now, there's lots of other scholarships out there that are specific to any students in Hancock County. So don't think that it's just those 4 or 5 that you could qualify for. There could be a lot of them. And with us, it's one application. It's the universal application. And as you answer questions at the end when you submit it, it will automatically match you to whatever you qualify for. Now, there are some scholarships at LB that we don't administer, meaning Mrs. Herr will reach out to you as seniors and give you that information as the year gets closer. I am going to share my screen with you and we're going to walk through this. It's a lot of information, so it's going to be a lot of talking, but again, it's going to be recorded. You don't have to take lots of notes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you through a way to get to it. Mrs. Herr has the link to this on our website, www.community-foundation.com. This is the main page that you would get to. Across the top, you see these links, and one of them is scholarships. So you would click on scholarships, and this is going to take you to our scholarships page. And it gives you a little bit of information. This will show you all of the scholarships that we administer here at the Community Foundation. It gives you the criteria, if it's need-based, financial need-based, if there's a certain GPA criteria, any of those sorts of things. This is the list, and it breaks it down by school or Millstream or Hancock County or out of state, that sort of thing. You also can just do a search engine. If you want to search for a specific scholarship, it'll tell you about that. It'll tell you about the donor, maybe the person that it's named after, that sort of thing, and the criteria. You also can filter it if you want to do that by category or by high school. So if you want just what LB is, you would just click on this and you could filter it that way. But for our purposes, we want to look at the application. So we're going to do application types and scroll down and we would click apply today. Now, this link right here is just a PDF document that is going to show you what you need to have available as you're applying in terms of parent information, work information, volunteer community service, that sort of thing that you've been involved in. So that's just a PDF document that might help you as you go along. But if you're ready to apply, you would click the Apply Today button, and it's going to take you to this site. Okay. Now, this is your site. I'm going to actually do an application in the same site, but it's kind of the practice. If I do it within this particular live site, it's going to really mess things up for the system. So, but this would be the initial page that you would see, and it's going to give you the information. Right here, you will also see that there are some links, and these give you video or written tutorials on how to go about the process. If you want to do that, you can look at it that way. So what you would do though, is you are a new user. So you would click Create New Account. Now, this is where I'm going to go somewhere else. So I'm going to leave that particular site, and this is my behind the scenes site. So I am going to say my email address. This password, you need to write it down. I will not have access to your password. So you will need to make sure that you write down this password somewhere so that you can continue to log on. Because if you are awarded a scholarship, you will continue to log on to this all the way through maybe August. If you get a scholarship that it's a renewal scholarship, say for example, the Zach Morgan is a renewable scholarship each year while you're in college, then you will continue to use the same information. So make sure you write it down. My other suggestion is at some point between now and the time you guys graduate, get a big boy or a big girl email account. One of the issues we've run into is that we have students who, for example, are renewal scholarship students. So I don't reach out to them until May of the end of their year in college, but I may only have what their high school email address was, which if they are a freshman, finishing a freshman year of college, they may not have access to that email account anymore. We're going to create the new account. This will be your next screen, is to create your new account. Anything that has an asterisk is required. So we're going to say, I am Debbie, and then I want to confirm that same email. Oh, see, all right, I've already done this. So with that email address, that was a worry. But you'll notice though, hold on, all of this red stuff, that's telling you it's required. So if you see all this red stuff, obviously then you've missed something. So we're creating our account. So what happens then is you will get this that confirms your email. And so I'm going to say I've received the email, even though it's a fake account, and then I'll continue. This is where you are going to apply. You will get to this apply page. The information right here just tells you a little bit about the scholarship process. You're completing one application and you might qualify for a lot of scholarships. So it's really important, in my opinion, from not just my job, but as a parent, do this because there's a lot that you could qualify for that you may not think. And then it gives you the deadline, February 3rd, 2021 at 12 noon. So again, don't wait until February 3rd at like 10:15 to start this process. And then it gives the website again if you need to get that information. Click apply, and it's going to take you to the application. I am going to walk through the application and I'm going to answer questions as if I am applying, as if I'm a graduating senior. Some of them, as I answer the questions, I will answer questions that then will relate to something else. And as I get to that point, I will show you. There's a lot of questions that what we say branch off of one another. So we are going to get started. Again, if it has an asterisk, it is required. So first question, are you a child, grandchild of an employee or board member of a community foundation? If you are a child or grandchild of an employee, you would click yes, you're a child, and then of an employee, and then it's not going to let you do anything more. So you're out of luck, Caden Ebert. But none of you are, other than Caden, so you're going to say no, you are not. So applicant, again, if it's asterisk, it's required. Female, I'm a US citizen. County is a drop down, so Hancock County, birth date 12/12/2002. Student classification, again, you guys are going to do graduating high school senior. Now this next question, do you wish to be considered for need-based scholarships? Now, again, we have about 140 scholarships. I don't know all of them that are need-based. But that link on our website that I told you about initially that lists them all and gives criteria, you could find it there. But this basically means if you click no to this, then any of the scholarships that you might qualify for but are need-based, meaning you would need some financial, you'd like to get some financial help, you won't qualify for those if you click no. So I'm going to click yes, because there's another step after that that I want you to see. Now, since we put that we were a graduating high school senior, it gave us more information to fill in about our parents. There's going to be a place for you to have a second parent information, but what we do is in August, any students who have been awarded scholarships, there's a list of all those students in the Courier and their parents' names. So if you are wanting your parents to be able to be listed in that, you need to add their information, but it's completely up to you. Whatever works for you and your family. I don't need to fill in any second parent information. This is the financing part. This is right here because I answered yes to this need-based question. If you answer no, this next part is not going to be there. But if you answer yes, then you're going to submit a copy of your SAR report, your FAFSA. You're going to upload it here, and you're going to put your EFC score in this box. So we're going to say the EFC is 0. Basically, with the EFC, the lower the number, the more financial need or assistance more financial assistance you need. But that doesn't mean anything. There's still lots of scholarships out there and merit-based scholarships available. So you're going to put that in there, and you'll find that on the top of your FAFSA report. You're going to upload the file. I'm just going to upload something that I've got in here. So again, this part of it is not going to be here if you put no. But if you put no to need-based financial help, you also will eliminate yourself from some of the scholarships. So just keep that in mind. So we're going to say the school is University of Toledo. We're going to say it's $12,000. It's $7,000, $2,000 for books and such. Are you financing your own education without help from parents or other individuals? I've put no, so here's another question. If I had answered it differently, this part may not be here. So who's helping you finance? My parents. How much? This is a percentage and it's dropped down. I have amazing parents, so they're going to help me a lot. If you have some other sort of situation that you want to share with the selection committee about your financial situation, COVID has really impacted a lot of families financially. So this would be a good place to put that. However, it's not required. You don't have to share any information here if you don't want to. High school information, city, Findlay. High school, state. This is a drop down only because we do have some scholarships that are for specific high schools out of state. And that's why we've got that in there, because those kiddos can apply through us. High school, county, again, we're going to say it's Hancock. Graduation year, we all know 2021, but I'm going to leave it blank so you can see later what goes on. Now, Ohio high school attended or attending. This is another drop down because we have scholarships that impact all of these schools. So obviously you guys are going to do the drop down to Liberty-Benton. High school district we live in, also live in Liberty-Benton, 3.7. Now, this next one, did you participate in athletics in high school, clubs and extracurriculars? These will branch off. This is what I'm talking about branching off to other questions. So I'm going to put yes to high school athletics so that those of you who did, you can see what more you'll have to do. If you didn't participate in athletics in high school, no big deal. You mark no, and there's not going to be other questions related to that. Clubs and extracurricular, I'm going to say yes, I was involved. College courses, did you take any college level courses in high school, the CCP courses? A lot of times selection committees like to look at that information if they've got two candidates that are really very similar and they're looking at academic achievement. That's sometimes just, did students do anything over and beyond? Now the next one, is not required because not all of the colleges are requiring ACT, SATs because of COVID. So we are not requiring that as a score either. So if you have it, great, and you want to put it there, fabulous. It'll be on your application. Selection committees will see it. But if not, it's not a big deal either. We're going to say, yes, I was involved in church activities, and yes, I was involved in volunteering or community service. Awards and honors. So any awards you received, maybe you got Student of the Month, sophomore year, so you would put, that would be an example. Any honors or awards, Art Student of the Year, Outstanding Math Student, anything that you maybe got at the May banquet or the April banquet for the 3.5 banquet, anything like that. Then down here, this goes with the extracurriculars activity. So again, up here, I marked yes to extracurriculars. That's why I'm going to have this part of the question again. If I mark no, this part of the question is not there. Now, what we have are some very specific ones because they're very scholarship specific criteria. Say that I'm a Debbie do-gooder and I did it all. I was a camp counselor and I helped build for Habitat for Humanity. I was in NHS. I was a tutor. I volunteered with the Historical Museum. And I was in Z Club. If you're in Z Club, you're going to mark this because that is what's going to automatically enroll you or qualify you for the Elizabeth May Kobesca Scholarship. We're going to list any extracurricular activities. So if you were in Z Club, Student Council, I was class president, list any leadership roles that you had in any of your extracurriculars. That is also something that the scholarship committees are looking at. So you're going to fill that part in. Then this is the athletics question. So if you marked no to athletics, you won't see this on your application. If you marked yes, you're going to have to answer these questions because some of them are scholarship specific. So I'm going to say I did almost all of it. Years of sports, how many years did you play? Were you in it your junior, senior year? Were you in it your freshman year, your freshman, and then went back your junior year? So however many years you did it. I'm going to say 4 years. Question, did you play varsity sports? Then you're going to put in any of your sports information, the grade you participated, what the sport was, what your involvement was, if you were a captain, that sort of thing. And you see an example here. This question is basketball related, and it's only because I said I played basketball in that earlier question. So that's why I'm trying to answer them all so you can kind of see how it flows. But again, it depends on how you answer the initial question as to whether you'll have more to answer. How many different varsity sports did you play? 4. How many years did I play varsity sport? Now it says, note, if you were on the varsity baseball team your sophomore through senior year, and then varsity basketball your junior or senior, you still only played 3 years of varsity sports. Just how many years in high school did you play a varsity sport? Did you participate in a varsity sport prior to your senior year? What did you earn your varsity letter in? Basketball. Again, these are some very specific scholarship questions. That's why it's here. So it depends on how you answer another question. If you didn't earn the varsity letter, you might not be seeing some of these questions. How many varsity letters did you earn? Did you earn it your junior or senior year? Yes. Again, this is criteria for certain scholarships. That's why these questions are in here, but it depends on how you answered the question originally. I said I was on the swim team. That's why this question is here. If you weren't on a swim team, you're not going to see this question. I said that I played golf, so that's why this question is here. Yes, I played for 2 years. Did you qualify for the Findlay Area Golf Association Championship? I'm an amazing golfer. You just have no idea. This is where you're going to do volunteer and community service. Did you work for Habitat for Humanity? Did you collect canned goods for Salvation Army? Did you serve at City Mission? Do you help paint at Hope House? Any of those community service type things that you do, whether you're doing it through Z Club, whether you're doing it through Strides, whether you're doing it just on your own, you're going to put that information here. And again, if you had any leadership roles, put that information down there because the selection committee is looking for that in that sort of leadership. Now, college, university you plan to attend or are currently attending. So this is a drop down. There are 5 universities listed because these are specific scholarships for those universities. Say, for example, if you are going to Miami of Ohio, there is a scholarship specifically for Miami of Ohio. If you are going to Bowling Green, there are some scholarships that are specific to Bowling Green. That's why we have those listed. And we're obviously not going to list every university that's in the country. If you're not going to any of those, hit other, that's fine, okay? Expected graduation year, we're going to hope you all graduate in 4 years, 2025. Next year, your upcoming school year, you are going to be an undergrad freshman, so that's what you're going to list. You're going to click on that. Type of education, again, if you're going into a trade or vocational school, click that. There are scholarships, we have scholarships for that particular area. If you're doing 2-year or 4-year, we have scholarships for that. And our major, go into nursing. Minor, this is required, but if you don't know what your minor is going to be, that's no big deal. But undecided, it's not going to rule you out of anything. Acceptance status, yes, I've been accepted to that university. Yes, it's outside of Hancock County. And yes, I will be a full-time student. Most of the scholarships require you to be a full-time student. There are a couple that they can be part-time, but most of them require full-time student. That's why that question is there. Now, this is here for please list your top 3 colleges, universities. Again, because maybe you put other instead of University of Findlay, but University of Findlay is one of your choices. Then this shows me then later, okay, so Taylor Ward was looking at another university, but also the University of Findlay. So I'm going to check back with Taylor and see if she's made a decision, because if she's decided University of Findlay, maybe she qualifies for this other scholarship too. So that's why I want you to list your top 3 colleges or universities that you'd like to attend, or that maybe you applied to. Now, third-party emails. You are required to submit your transcript. However, we've made it easy on you. What you are going to do here is you're going to come down here in this box beside the little mail, the envelope, and you're going to type in your guidance counselor's email address. Now, I'm not going to put her down because I don't want her getting a bunch of emails from me. So I'm going to just put mine. And then what you can do, you can copy and paste. How easy is that? So you copy it, and then you're going to come over here and hit compose email. The email pops up. I paste that in there. There we go. Make sure you put this information. Don't just say dear whoever. Make sure you put their name in there. It tells them what you're doing. This one says, I'm writing to ask you to please submit a transcript for me because I'm applying for these scholarships. And it tells your guidance counselor what the deadline is so that she's got time. Make sure you sign it. Sincerely, Debbie Do-Gooder. Put in a subject line. Then you're going to hit send. What just happened is that Mrs. Herr would get 2 emails. One from you, the one that you either copy and pasted what was here, or you typed in your own email. That's fine too. You don't have to use what I've got there. But she's going to get that one from you saying, would you please submit a transcript for me? Then she's going to get a second email from our system, and that will give her the link to go to that she can upload the transcript. So once you send that to her, you're done with your transcript. She will do the rest of the work. Typically, the guidance counselors will wait until after the end of the first semester so that the most recent grades are on that transcript. So you might see within your system that she hasn't submitted that yet. Relax. She will. Trust her on that. She will. Most guidance counselors will wait so that everything, most accurate information is there. But they do get it to us and get it to us in time. So it won't hold up your application at all. So that's what you have to do for her. Then you are required to do an essay for us. 300 words, limit, no more. Just describing your goals for your future and why you feel that you should merit any scholarship help from the foundation or for the selection committees. So you're going to put in your essay. Now, this is where we've got some very specific requirements. So I'm going to mark some of them. Some of them don't really pertain to LB students. But I am going to mark some of them so you can see. We have a scholarship specifically for students who are children of a member of the Hancock Federal Credit Union. So if that's the case, if your mom or dad or you are a member of the Hancock Federal Credit Union, you're going to mark that because you qualify for that. Or maybe they are a member or an employee of the Legacy Farmers Co-op. Or you've been in foster care, or you've been adopted out of foster care, or you're going into a trade job. That's where those trade scholarships come into play. You would mark that. If your parents, whether it's biological or adopted or guardian or step parents, are an employee of Cooper, we have 2 scholarships through Cooper. So you would mark that because it's automatically going to qualify you for that. If your parent works at Findlay City Schools and is a member of their teachers union, you can mark that because they're part of the Findlay Education Association as a Findlay teacher and you're their child. So even though you're not attending Findlay City Schools, because of their involvement in the teachers union there, you could qualify. Maybe you've been diagnosed with type 1 diabetes. You've been inducted to National Honor Society. You've had some sort of major adversity in your life, something that you've kind of had to overcome, or some sort of big setback in life that has impacted you. Maybe you want to be an entrepreneur. Maybe you've gone to Millstream. Again, mark this. You live on a farm. We've got some that are for farm kids. Maybe you were in the music program and the theater program, and you were in Girl Scouts or Boy Scouts and student veterans. So that's why I'm marking all of these different things. If this pertains to you, then mark it because it can help you then later on. Then you have to have a letter of recommendation. The letter of recommendation, you're doing the same thing you did for the transcript. You're going to put that person's name in there. So if you want Mr. Arnold to write you an amazing letter of recommendation, you would put his email address in there, and then you can either create your own email or you can copy paste again, dear Mr. Arnold, and put in a subject. I forgot that last time. Hit send. Now, if I were actually sending that to Mr. Arnold, he would get 2 emails, one from you asking for recommendation and one from our system giving him the link to be able to upload that letter of recommendation. So once you've done that, you're done. It's on your recommender. It's all their responsibility from that point forward. Then, because I marked that I was a Millstream student, this question is here. And because I marked that I was in Girl Scouts, I see this question. I'm going to say, yes, I got an award for being in Girl Scouts. Work experience, that's what I do. Are you currently employed? I'll say yes. This one up here, whatever work you've done, whether you've been doing landscaping in the summers with a company, you would put that down, what you did, how many hours you worked on average. If you're working at a restaurant, if you're working at Archie's, whatever, you're going to put any of that information that whether it's been just this year or whether it's been all through high school. So I'm saying, yes, I'm currently employed. My employer's name is Beer Barrel because it seems like y'all work there. And now I'm coming to the end. So this is where you're going to acknowledge that, yes, everything you put in there is true and accurate to the best of your knowledge. Type in, this is where behind the scenes, it's matching you to your scholarships. And this is what's really slick about our new system that we have, is that you get your confirmation page and you see automatically all of the scholarships that, based on your answers, all of the scholarships that you qualify for. If you remember, I marked that I played golf. There are several golf scholarships. So if you play golf and you're in Hancock County, you can qualify for these. I marked that my parent worked at Cooper. So yep, that should be there. That makes sense. I marked I was a foster child. That's this one. Because you are Liberty-Benton and I marked Z Club I meet those requirements for this. For example, Findlay Rotary Club, this is a scholarship for any Hancock County students. So you're going to see scholarships listed that aren't just LB scholarships. It's because it's for Hancock County students. And when you did the drop down of what county you lived in, you said Hancock, so it automatically will match you to some of those that are available. So that's why it's so important, because, you know, through us, LB only has 5 scholarships, but because of the county that we live in, there's so many others that you can qualify for. And a lot of it all depends on how you answer. Like the mailer one, that's a nursing one. So I marked it, I was going into nursing. That's why I qualify for this. So then what it's going to do, it's going to show you everything that you qualify for. Then it's going to list any that you need something more to do. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to come down here, hit continue. Again, you can, even right here, you can log out. You can come back. It's going to be saved and it's going to be there. You can keep checking it. I'm going to see, okay, I want Elizabeth May-Kobeska. I really was involved in Z Club. I really love Z Club. That's one that I definitely want to try to get that scholarship. So now you scroll down and it's going to show you what else you have to do. You need a second letter of recommendation. So you're going to do the same thing, getting a second email address from somebody and compose that email, and they'll get those 2 emails, and then they can submit a second letter of recommendation from you. You're going to want 2 different people. But this one also has another supplemental question. There's an essay tied to this particular scholarship. You will see that there's another essay you have to do just for this scholarship. So again, you might get down to this and you're like, oh, forget it, I'm not doing this. You can hit decline opportunity, but if you hit decline opportunity, you are no longer eligible for that particular scholarship. And it will show up on your screen anytime you log in, and it will show up on my screen. So I can see, oh, you know what? Shimmy, you declined that opportunity, so you don't get that anymore. So when your mom questions you, she's going to see that you declined it. You chose to not take that scholarship. So you can see this, you can get out that second recommender and then say, I don't want to do the essay yet, but at least I know what I need to do for the essay. You can hit save application. It will save anything you've done, and you can come back to it later. You can continue to do that up until February 3rd at 12 noon. If you do your recommender, you type in your essay right there and you're done with that, you can hit submit application and you're done with that scholarship. Everything is right up here and it will show you, like right now it's an application draft. I'm gonna go with this one, I think. Yep, the Bobby Burrell one, some of them only require a second letter of recommendation. So I would say, okay. And I want, I would like for Mrs. Foltz to write me a letter. That is gone. She's getting those 2 emails. You're done. That's all you had to do for that particular scholarship. So you hit submit application. Now you see this next to Bobby Burrell Golf Scholarship, application submitted. So you know that you've done everything you need to do for that one. Anything that says application draft, there's still more to do. It's a lot, I know you guys, it's a lot of information. So here's where we're at. You can email me at any time with questions. My email address is on our website. Mrs. Herr has my email address. So you can email me about that. You can call. I'm working remotely some days, so I'm hybrid too. So I'm in the office a couple days and at home a few days. You can call the office and I can still get voicemails that are left for me here if I'm not in the office that day. I'm also then going to plan a Q&A evening session after all of the seniors have seen this with Mr. Arnold. I'll do an evening Q&A session that either you guys or your parents or whoever or both of you can log on to that and we can go over any questions. I am going to wrap this up. Thank you so much. I know I rambled on and it's a lot of information and I'm sorry, but let me know if you've got any questions. Enjoy the rest of your senior year, you guys. I know it doesn't look like what you thought it was going to, but you're doing an amazing job and I'm so proud of all of you. And you guys especially are like my little babies, and I'm so proud of you, and I love you all so much. And good luck, and be kind to Mr. Arnold. Bye, guys.